How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Consejos. For those who've been following along, we are on episode 6, and this is a very special episode because I have a very special friend who's joining us this time around. What is Consejos? Consejos, very simply, is advice for Latino men by Latino men. We know that there's a lot of folks out there who sometimes don't ask the questions or even get the answers that they're seeking. So we're just asking Latino men to put themselves out there, to be vulnerable, and to share those nuggets of knowledge they've collected along the way. So without further ado, let me bring our guest on. Our guest this time around for episode 6 is my good friend, Erik Ortiz. Erik, thanks for joining us, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. I'm so jazzed that you were willing to come on board, man. Please tell us who you are, what you do. Give us how people can connect with you and what you offer in your professional space, in your personal space, etc. Talk to us, brother. Who are you? Let these folks know.
Cool, bro. Luis, I just want to say thank you so much, man, for having me on. It really means a lot to me to be able to reconnect with you. And I feel like, we go so far back, and when I think about it, sometimes I'm like, ooh, that's why my beard's like changing colors and stuff,
Yeah.
But no, I'm Erik Ortiz, and I'm here in Denver, Colorado. I have spent time all over the country, and I've lived in other parts of the world a little bit as well. And I have a ton of experience with the nonprofit world. That's pretty much all I've ever done ever since U of A. And now I'm in the philanthropic world, so more like in the foundation world, and just focusing on community development. It's all about community development and working with people in community and trying to connect with folks and connect them and help them be who they want to be.
Awesome, man. Be careful what you wish for, brother. People are going to be reaching out to you. Hey, man, I'm trying to get those dollars, right? So super important. The work that you're doing is amazing, brother. Just to have this opportunity to know you for this amount of time. For those who don't know, Erik and I went to the University of Arizona. We were undergrads together at the U of A. We did student activism. We're machistas at the U of A, and we did a lot of work together, side by side. Just taking care of business, right? And also learning along the way how to move into these professional spaces. So I just feel honored, man,
right,
to stay connected to you, to know you, and again, to know that you've been able to overcome so much and be where you're at. It's just an honor, man, and a blessing. So thank you again. So Erik, we're going to jump right into this, man. Share with us those nuggets of the best advice that you've ever received and how that has kind of shaped out in either your professional, your private life, and different multiple spaces that you've been in that have helped you get through the good times and the tough times. What's some of that advice? Give us some nuggets here.
No, I appreciate you saying that. And I remember when we first started talking about this, I kept thinking of that quote, and I don't even know, I can't even give credit where it's due, but, we stand on the shoulders of giants, and, we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. And I know it sounds stereotypical, but like when you stop and think about it, like that really is who we are. We are who our ancestors maybe never could have even imagined. But what I think the one thing that I would say is, I always think about my family. It's all about familia, you know what I mean? And whether that's my partner or my family, my parents, my sister, all my family have always given me really sound advice. And I think that's because they know me the best, right? Like they know who I really am deep down. You like turn off the lights and that's it. And those folks know who I am. And so I think when I get advice from them, I really take it to heart. And one of the things that I was thinking about was something that my dad said. I don't remember how old I was. Maybe I was like in high school or maybe junior high. And I was just talking about whatever. I want to be an architect, or I want to be a lawyer, or I want to whatever, and my dad always told me, he said, Erik, he's like, do what you love. Figure out what you love. And that's where you want to put your energy. He's like, don't worry about the salary and the dollar signs and all that. He's like, focus on what you love to do and where you want to spend your time, and all the rest of that stuff, it'll happen.
Yeah.
So I always think about that. And, I'm not perfect. I've had my fair share of ups and downs in the professional world, but I always think about that, like if I don't love what I'm doing, if I don't really feel what I'm doing, maybe it's time to move on. And then I think, I think another thing is closely related, but it's something that my mom really like instilled in me since I could remember understanding how to speak, pretty much. Like, my mom was always like, she's like, be yourself, like, be you. Like, you have a big heart, you're a great person, whatever, like, just be you. Like, be you, and that's all you can do, right? Like, just be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. If you appreciate stuff about other people, like, yeah, try to take those good nuggets, but be yourself, And so those were like the two initial things that kind of like really came to mind when you first had outreached me, and I was like, oh man, like, I don't know, but like when I break it down in my life, it's like, yes, am I being authentic? Am I being my true self? That might look different in spaces. We got a code switch, bro. We're Latinos. Like, we gotta do that. We gotta do that as well. But like, just let's be ourselves. Let's be authentic. Let's be real. And try to find something that you love. And if you can't find it in your day job or in your career, then let's do something on the side. A side hustle or pick up a hobby or like something that like brings you that joy that you love to do. And I think those are the big things that I think about when I think about important consejos that I've gotten from people.
So,
absolutely.
So that's coming from your familia, man. And I know that you've had a lot of experiences, and you've been, like you're saying, you lived all over the place. You've studied, you've done this, you've done that, and you've been through a variety of experiences that have informed who you are and who you want to be, right? Because we're still evolving, right? So what's the advice that you would give either, to a younger self or to a young cat who's coming up, or somebody who's right now older, but just lost? Like, man, it doesn't feel like I've really done anything with this time.
Yeah, I have so many thoughts on this. And, I think, well, one thing I would say for the folks who maybe are out there and you're like, man, I don't know, like, it's too late, like, time's passed and whatever. It's never too late. Mm-hmm. It's never too late. Mm-hmm. And I only say that because I'm telling myself that, you know what I mean? Like, so I think when I think about all the different consejos that I've gotten and I've been through leadership programs and, I've done professional work, I've done grassroots work, I'm out in the streets protesting, and then I'm like in the boardroom talking to people, you know what I mean? So when I think about it overall though, like one of the things that I think about is, you gotta bring love and empathy, right? And when I say love, I don't mean like, flowers and baby Bambi, over there in the corner. Like, I mean, true love is like, you're going to fight hard for what you believe in. You're going to work hard for the things that you believe in. And, when you have love for your community or you have love for a person, whether it's your family, when you have that like deep, true love, you're going to do the work, even when it's hard, even when it's frustrating, even when it's annoying, if you have that love, that can really like guide you and it can keep you on track when there's all this other stuff going on right now, and I even think about like right now, like we got this crazy pandemic going on and, we have social uprisings and, but when I think about where does that come from? That comes from love and care for the community, right? And so I think if you can really do that and you can really embody that, and I don't think that it's not easy, I don't think it's easy to really kind of put that out there, like be empathetic and try to understand what it's like to be in somebody else's shoes and, show up for people, like be in solidarity, like tu lucha es mi lucha, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I might not have the same experiences that you have, but I know enough to be able to put myself in your shoes and be like, yo, I would not want to have to go through that. And because of that, I'm going to stand with you and I'm going to be out there with you. And I think sometimes, you know, we all have burdens, right? We all have these burdens that we're carrying with us, whether it's like past life experience. You know, Luis, you know very, very well, I'm a cancer survivor. I had cancer when I was a teenager, and I've had many, many, many trials and tribulations because of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think closely related, maybe not directly related. I think about resiliency, and I think about always getting back up. You know, you get knocked down 10 times, you get up 11 times, you know, like there's always going to be something happening in your life, whether it's in your personal life or in your professional life. There's always going to be a struggle. There's always going to be some kind of struggle. And to be able to go through those struggles and then get back up again and go at it, you know, I think those are the things that I wish I would have known that when I was younger. You know, I feel like maybe a few folks might have tried to allude to that when I was younger, but you know, when I think about my younger self, I want to just look at him. I just want to shake myself, my young self, and be like, come on, this is how life is going to be. Like, things are going to happen. It's going to be hard. And you got to like get up again and go, you know? So I think those are the big things that I've been thinking about and things that I think are important.
Yeah, real, man. Thank you so much, Erik, for offering that, man, for your vulnerability and for your resilience, man. You know what I mean? Like, powerful, brother. It's powerful, brother. Like, just like what I'm feeling is like that proximity. You know what I mean? Like, I may not be in that space, but I'm gonna put myself in proximity to that. You know, and sometimes that means I'm standing next to you, right? Sometimes it means I'm standing in front of you, right? Sometimes I'm right behind you. It depends on where you need.
Absolutely.
So I hear that, brother, like loud and clear, and you know, I'm just so grateful, man. Like I said, to be able to connect with you and to stay connected, right? For the folks out there, this is the nugget. This is what Latino men, you know, have to offer, right? And I think, you know, there needs to be a space for this to happen. For me, the work that I do with ZenCons Leadership and Life Coaching is about that. It's about putting these voices out there, amplifying this in the most needed ways, because we've been through a lot. We've seen a lot. And there's a new crop of young Latino men that are coming up that need to hear this and need to just be like, yeah, I want to shake them. You know what I mean? I want to shake myself as well, right? That's what it's about. I want to thank the folks who confide in me, right? Who are reaching out, and I'm their confidant, I'm their coach. You know, those partners that are reaching out and say, you need to talk to my man because he's not heading in the right direction. Thanks to those folks, right, for trusting me with all of that. And again, please connect with me if this is something that you need to get you to the next level. Erik, I want to give you the last word, brother. What last bit do you want to share with us before we wrap this up?
I'm working with the Chinook Fund. I'm on the board of directors for the Chinook Fund here in Colorado, and it's a small community foundation, all grassroots, and all we focus on is social justice issues and liberation for people. And we've got a special fund that we're doing right now in the light of this whole madness with COVID-19. So if folks want to just learn more, I would encourage folks just look for chinookfund.org or just get in touch with me. Louis, you got all my contact info. Yep. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody about it. Whether you want to talk about that specific fund and what I'm doing with Chinook, or if you just want to talk about what's going on in the world, and you know, maybe you want to get in touch with a foundation, or you want to be involved in something in your local area that's doing something to lift people up and help folks be free. Definitely hit me up. I'm more than happy to talk about that stuff. It's what I'm passionate about. I believe in social causes and I believe in liberation for people. So whatever, if that resonates with anybody, definitely hit me up for
Beautiful.
Sure. And also, Luis,
go for it.
Oh, I just want to say thanks again, bro. Like, this is so cool. And I encourage everybody to go back and look at the previous episodes. Like, there's so much wisdom and so many nuggets that can be can be taken from all of this. So keep it up, Louis.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much, mano. And I'll do the sales pitch. Yo, take out your checkbook, check out your credit card, send money to these funds, yo. These are folks that are doing good work. I'll say it. I'll do it, man. I don't care. It's about like busting out the paper. We're trying to show off to our boys in other ways. Like we got to give back to the community. So you got a professional kind of inclination. You got funds, you got ends. Share that. Spend, save, and give, right? Raza's always done that. So that's it, folks. That's it for this episode. Erik, thank you so much for being on with us, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the plugs and thanks for all the work that you're doing, brother. That's how it is. Whatever you need, whenever you need it, my man. That's it, everybody. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.